Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about a different topic that I haven't talked about before. What percentage of the population own gold and silver? So I've had a little search on the internet and I couldn't find any statistics on the UK in terms of what percentage of the UK population own bullion. But I did find a statistic on the US, and according to this website, 10.8% of Americans own some form of gold, while 11% own silver. So that's pretty high. That's higher than I thought. So that comes from the prnewswire.com website, and that was a survey done in 2020, so that's quite recent. But in terms of the UK, I personally don't think that many people in the UK own any gold, because whenever I asked anyone about gold, they never seem to know much about gold. Like I don't know anyone else that invests in gold other than me. There's not many people who buy gold in the UK. The only place where you can find a lot of gold is probably the Bank of England. Bank of England has a lot of gold, but that is not investment. That's not gold by the population. So that's not really gold that has been invested into by the population. Rather, it's just been invested into by the central bank. But I've also looked at the gold reserves in each country, and I've seen that in terms of continents, Western Europe has the most gold reserves. Western Europe has 11,000 tons, which is the whole of Western Europe, including Germany, Italy, France, Switzerland, Netherlands, Portugal, and UK. And North America have 8,133 tons of gold, which is slightly less than the Western Europe. Central and Eastern Europe have 3,000 tons of gold, and East Asia has 3,000 tons, and the rest have a little bit less. So, in terms of who has the most gold in the world, the Federal Reserve, the Bank in America, have 8,000 tons of gold. Yeah, so that's a lot of gold. That is. America is number one in terms of gold reserves, and I think they're also number one in terms of the percentage of the population owning gold. So roughly 10% of Americans apparently own gold, which I don't know if that's true or not, but according to this website, prnewswire.com, they say that a new survey reveals 10.8% of the American population own gold, while 11.6% own silver. However, I didn't find anything on the UK, so we just have to go on what the US is. But in terms of the UK, I don't think that the UK own a lot of gold, because I've never heard of anyone buying gold or buying silver. The only time I've heard of someone buying gold and silver is when I worked at a job, and one of my colleagues told me that he knew a guy who used to buy gold, and at that time I wasn't buying gold at the time, so I didn't know anything about gold. So I was like, why would you buy gold? And then I realized a few years later that gold is a good hedge against inflation. It protects your purchasing power and so on. You guys know what gold and silver do. Over time this is going to go up in price. But I had heard of this guy stacking gold, and that sparked my curiosity to research into it, because I never had thought of buying gold before. And most people don't think of buying gold. Most people, they don't own any gold. Most people don't own any silver either. The only type of gold or silver people own is probably jewelry, but that is not investment standards, and that's not enough to hedge against inflation. So I think that the UK needs to learn more about gold and silver, because I believe that less than 1% of the population own gold or silver in the UK, and that's not a lot. For example, at university, I was talking to this guy about gold, and he seemed to not know much about gold, and also some other people also didn't know about gold. But it's crazy to see to compare the difference between America and England in terms of how many people own gold. But in terms of central banks, the US has the most gold, they're first place. Germany is second place. So the US has 8,000 ounces of gold, 8,000 tons of gold. Germany has 3,000 tons of gold. Italy has 2,400 tons of gold. France has 2,300 tons of gold. Russia has 2,300 tons of gold. China has 2,200 tons of gold. The UK comes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The UK comes 20th place in terms of gold. The UK has 310 tons gold in their bank reserves. So that's not a lot, really. But over the last quarter, over the last year, the country that has been buying the most gold has been China. They've bought 228 tons of gold in the last year. And Poland is second place. They've bought 130 tons of gold in 2023. And Singapore is third. But I think Singapore is higher than normal because they are specialized in storing a lot of gold. The countries that have been losing the most gold have been Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Cambodia, Bolivia, and Germany. So it seems like the gold is mainly in Western Europe and North America. That's where most of the gold is. That's where more than shit, I dropped it. That's where more than half of the gold is. So it just shows the power of the Western world compared to the East. But I wish there was more statistics on how much gold the UK owns, because there's not much data on it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like that video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.